Right, hello and welcome to my presentation about digital graphics. Today I've got three ideas to present to you. Well, this one is going to be, I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a DVD poster, but at the moment I'm kind of experimenting whether they're going to be DVD posters or DVD covers, so I haven't designed the back bit. It's going to be up to the client's decision. So briefly, I'll talk you through this idea. Because this is going to be a poster and it's going to be a single poster, the length of it will be 27 inches by 40 inches, which according to my sources, it's a standard poster size. I could have done it a double sheet, but I thought it's not appropriate for the content. And then with the because I know I've got limited time, I'm going to design this one in Photoshop. It's going to be, because there's going to be lots of images, they're going to be kept small. I may choose to vectorize the text because the quality will look better, and I can edit it in Illustrator and add multiple different effects and just play around with different text. At the moment, I've got a standard text which is, I think it's called Times, and it's kind of like this big block capital font stuff. Right. With the layout, as you can see over here, in the centre I've got the title with a cross through it. And then around it, I decided for the layout to have pictures that relate to censorship, like over, like here we've got Hitler with Nazi Germany and a lot of censorship. We've got Lenin with the like Bolsheviks and how they took control of how they had like press and all that. And then we've got stuff like Ofcom, which we talk about in our documentary, and the BBFC, which is very important, and this is all relevant. Then I thought, to make this slightly controversial, I've got like slogans like government censorship protecting me from reality, and it's kind of a bit of a pun or satire or whatever it is. It's a DVD poster advertising the DVD for first-time release when it would hit cinemas, even though that's not going to happen. But right, and then this is going to help build my target audience because it's going to advertise it to adults and show that it's a very kind of serious thing, like because yeah, it's very serious, like because censorship can be dangerous. Typically, I'm aiming for an audience of 30 to 65 who are interested in that sort of stuff, and they watch a lot of documentaries. And I think the key thing about that target audience is they're going to be aware and more focused on that, and I think they will understand more about censorship because they'll probably be around at the time in like sort of late Cold War, or depending how old you are, or Gulf War when censorship would have been used and stuff. And even if they don't know about it, that I think they would be more inclined to learn about it and willing to, yeah, because they're like supposed to be wise people and stuff. I'm also using the design of people throughout history to try and draw in a target audience, because people might say, oh, I know that Lenin guy, I know that Hitler person, and then they were like, yeah, so it will relate to the audience. Style and tone. Right, I want the style to be serious, and I want people to like take it seriously, and I also want to try and reflect sort of a biased opinion, like not a biased opinion, but I want people to think that censorship can be negative, so I'm going to add some like shadows, like maybe, well, I'm going to talk to the client and see if they want shadows and stuff to make it look sort of gloomy, and as if it's like the most evilest thing that ever lived. This, I think, could be a poster or a DVD, so I basically, with this, decided to use a globe and emphasise that like censorship is like everywhere, and it can target people, and it's like intrusive into people's lives. So it's like people looking at you through a sniper sort of scope thing and stuff, and they're gonna. It's like kind of an all-seeing eye sort of thing. The length for this is going to be 200. It could be 272 millimeters by 184 millimeters if it's a DVD case. And then I'm going to have some. If it's a DVD case, I'm going to add all the target audience, which will be in line with the BBFC. I'm going to add the stuff about the subtitles and the running length and all the copyright stuff, which is really important because it's all the legal and ethical stuff for DVD release. But with my layout, I'm obviously working with the theme of censorship. So this is going to be like the key thing in it, and I guess the size of the globe will sort of emphasise how big censorship is. Like it affects people like more than they realise. And then I'm going to have the type at the top to again emphasise what the thing is and stuff, and it's going to be like, yeah, this is the name, remember the name, buy the DVD. I think, yeah, the globe and the sniper scope thing would take up like two-thirds of it, which it almost does. There and that. And then there's going to be like release dates and stuff. Right, with the deadline, because of the deadline, I'm going to use a limited amount of images. As you can see, there's two main ones. This one is going to be designed in Illustrator because, as you can see, I've vectorized the text and stuff, and I designed that sniper thing, scope thing with the line drawing technique thing. So it's going to be kept simple, right? The picture's going to be a mix of vector and raster because originally it was a JPEG, so meta file. I want this stone tone to be dark and serious, again emphasising how important censorship is. I want it to almost scare the audience, like to sort of wake them up and give them a wake-up call, like in reality. The target audience is the same. The next idea is, right, hear no evil, see no evil, listen to no evil, which is basically like, it's a metaphor for what censorship tries to do. Like, because censorship, people say it's like evil, but it stops people from hearing, seeing stuff and speaking out and stuff. Right, the length is the same as the last one, or it's going to be the 27 inches by 33 or whatever, because I think this would be good as a DVD poster. The layout is, as you can see, it's very simple. I've got a quote at the top from from George Orwell, which which is relating to the documentary again of censorship. And the text is vectorized, so it's going to be a meta file, and it's going to be designed, well, this one was designed in Illustrator, and I might be tempted to rotoscope it, but I'm not sure yet. So I will tell you, again, this one's going to be sort of a bit dark and gloomy, but at the same time, because I'm using bright colours, it's trying not to put the audience off too much. Because I think if it's too dark and gloomy, people might think, oh, I don't want to watch this negative film. This is going to advertise the film for DVD release. And I hope that it advertised the film to people who have never ever heard of the film before, like they could just pick it up and be like, oh, what's this? Then the target audience is again 30 and above, and they should understand what hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil means, and I'm going to use that to target people.
Right, what idea do you like the best? Do you think it should be a combination of ideas? What do you think?
Yeah, what was the third idea again?
The third idea was the hear no evil, speak no evil, say no evil, the monkeys.
The egg one there. I like the second one then with the world, but I think the actual sniper one,
The scope itself.
the scope itself was like, it looks like something you'd see in a sci-fi film. I think it should be like an actual sniper sort of scope. That would be a better.
Okay, so maybe changing the colour of it, or
Just changing the whole scope itself. It
Okay.
looks a bit like what you'd see on a ray gun.
Yeah,
Like that.
it's green.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe put the images, like, obviously there's too much white background there, they don't really look like randomly placed. But like, if you put them like together and then put them sort of, put all of those images sort of on a background and then the world in front of it with the sniper scope, combine those two ideas. That
I
would
think
be
that'd be too much if that was all together.
I think it might be. Yeah, it could work.
Okay, Chris?
Out of the three ideas, I would say, I'm not sure, I'd say do the second one, but as Lewis was saying, improve the scope. As the first idea, obviously I know the white's actually just from Poplet, but it's just too cumbersome and it just looks too much. Even the logo or whatever, that doesn't look like it's a title, it just looks like it's part of a poster, so you don't know what's the actual thing.
Yeah.
It's a censorship part, because I know you're trying to do a film saying no censorship or whatever, but it just all cut out and it just looks too much together. Well, the third idea, I kind of like is that it doesn't relate too much to your final thing about your final idea about your documentary.
Oh, so it's too different from what you...
Yeah, it makes sense in a way, but it just seems a bit weird to just put H and all that for it.
The concept of it, I think, is a good concept,
Yeah.
but I think it might be for some people, it might be a little bit too far off for them.
Yeah.
I think that, at first I thought what Lewis said was good to combine the pictures and the worlds. I thought now, thinking about it, I think it is better to just have something like that, have it simple.
Yeah.
Maybe just, have something about targeting. I don't know, it's kind of...
So do you like the idea of
The
it,
second one, I'm more
sniper
headed
thing?
to the one with the scope
So the
than
sniper.
the other, yeah.
So, yeah.
Danny?
I like the third one, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I do like it might be a bit far out there, like showing age, but I like that it's a different idea. It may people may just look at it and think, oh, I want to watch it because it looks a bit different. The only thing I'd change is either because at the top it looks like quite we've got the title and the quote. So I'd either get rid of it or put it right down the bottom, so you have the top and the bottom have a little bit of text, and then just have the picture in the middle instead of it just being both at the top of the page.
Yeah, that.
Right, this is what I think. I actually agree with some of what Danny was just saying there. I think the quote needs to be at the bottom, it's too much for the title. Didn't like the title at all, I think that ruins the kind of concept. But what I was thinking which you could do also if you've decided to do the second idea. You see that first idea where you've got government censorship protecting your reality? I think you could make your own version of that, but putting your own title in it. So keep media and then censorship still there. So get rid of government, put media in there, and then do we need it in that bottom bit? And that's your title.
That's good.
I think that should be a title. If it was going to go with the monkeys, it would then make sense. The monkeys would make meaning out of it.
Yeah.
I like the ideas of the monkeys. They look quite good, and also the documentary you find that the ideas are quite abstract anyway.
Yeah.
So, and because it's targeted at people for high level thinking, so that could work. Just put it on, just slotted on the top there. I don't like the first idea. It's just too much. Too much. I think Chris is right there. It's just too. I can't read the title.
Do you think there's too many like images?
There's too many images. And
It's not what we
Yeah.
constructed.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just too
Yeah.
all over the
It's
place.
just a two different size and it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
It just seems like you've got a bunch of random stuff that has some sort of meaning to censorship, but doesn't.
I like the quotes. I think you could put like some random sort of quotes that are like not big enough to take up too much space on the cover,
That could
but are
work.
That
still
could work on
visible.
the back actually.
On the back would be good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a random.
The second idea I like as well. I kind of get what they're saying actually about the target. I think it should look less like an arrow target and more, you know, it does look quite sci-fi. I think the concept of putting this on that background would be too much. I think the Earth is good as it is. Again, though, I think you should use the suggestion of that government logo thing and putting that on it
Yeah.
as well. But rather than that being on the top, I think it should be underneath.
Yeah.
So, and I also think that both ideas should be DVD covers rather than posters, because DVD posters no one ever uses. They sometimes come in a DVD and we might get them out, but we're in the documentary, this is the one kind of thing. If you were thinking of a bus stop poster, that could work, but again, if you're using pictures, you're going to lose the quality. So I think DVD cover is the way forward.
Yeah.
So I would try both ideas, the Earth idea, so update the target
Yeah.
and put the new name on it.
Yeah.
Try that, do that with the monkey one, and then we can come back and have a look,
Yeah.
me and you as your client, and seeing which concept works better.